Hello, 你好. Welcome to Mandarin Mama Chitchat. It is where Trista and Yao Yao, two Taiwanese moms, share intriguing conversations with amazing people from all over the world. We're super excited and grateful to have you here, and really hope you enjoy our chit chat.
Hi, friends. Welcome back. I'm so glad you are here. I know your time is so valuable and you're listening to us and trying to learn and grow with us. I really appreciate your time. Before I jump in, I want to make sure you guys subscribe to our podcast because every Tuesday we will be bringing amazing guests to come on and share their story and journey with us, and I don't want you to miss it. And if you are not on our email list, make sure you get on it because Trista and I will send you a really fun activity sheets every month if you are our subscriber. It's gonna be Mandarin related activity sheets you can work with your kids every month. All you have to do is go to our show notes, click on free resources, and it'll take you to a link bio and make sure you sign up on one of the resources. Once you sign up, you are on the list, and every month you will get the newest, latest updates and activity sheets from us. Today we have Pineapple Bro, 凤梨哥, joining us. We had such fun chit chat. He's a dad living in Taiwan for over 12 years now. He's originally from Turkey. Born and raised in Turkey, but he did live in different many places such as US and Europe. He landed his feet in Taiwan. Now he calls Taiwan a home. You guys, can you believe he loves Taiwan so much? He's giving up his Turkey citizenship and to become a Taiwanese, a true Taiwanese. And he's getting his Taiwanese citizenship. And we had such a fun conversation. Lots of fun, funny stories he shared with us. I think you guys will enjoy this episode. And when we interview a foreigner, I feel I can relate because I feel like I'm a foreigner here in the US too. And it's not easy to start a new life in a new country that's just so different from yours, right? It's a cross continent. Everything is different, everything you can think of, and all the culture shock they experienced. It's very interesting, and I feel a little bit different too. Like living in Asia, living in Taiwan, we get a lot of knowledge from, like, I live in the US, so I get a lot of media, like Hollywood movie or some media from like how US is like. So you kind of get like an idea. But I feel like Taiwan, you don't really get a lot of media or social media or movies if you don't live in Asia, right? So I can see how shocking it can be. Anyways, please welcome. Oh, and you guys will know, he will explain why his name is Pineapple Bro, 凤梨哥. All right, I know you guys probably like, why are you calling him this? But welcome, Pineapple Bro. Hi, Folika. Thank you for
Hello, hi.
coming.
Thank you for asking me to join this chit chat, right?
Yes.
And yeah, I'm officially one of the Mandarin Mama.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah,
We
another title,
have
another
a lot of
badge.
we have a lot of moms. We have like a few dads now. Yeah.
Okay, it's like having superpower, so I can accept that.
Oh, I like that.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thanks. Flattering.
Can you start introducing yourself? And I know you are is it originally from Turkey?
Yeah, I'm originally from Turkey, but I
Yes.
think like from the youngest age, because I used to play basketball when I was young, I traveled a lot. So and then I kind of traveled out of my hometown, and then I to other cities, and then eventually out of the country. So at one point, I was not back to my country. I used to live in the U.S. as well, in Alaska.
Oh,
I guess it's
wow.
far from you, but mentality-wise, weather-wise, and of course the location-wise, it's far from where you are. But yeah, I used to live in Alaska as well.
What brought you to
And
Alaska? Basketball? Or
no, I'm actually an engineer. So I went there for internship, also, summer work, and I end up staying there. And yeah, many things. Of course, travel as well. And I also used to live in Europe, in Czech Republic. So like a lot of back and forth, like here and there, all the time. Yeah. But I'm here in Taiwan for like 12 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, I want to dig in. Okay. So first, you go by Feng Li Ge,
Yes,
right? So I'm
that's
really
true.
intrigued in hearing the story of how you got this name, Feng Li Ge, whether you give it to yourself or somebody give it to you. And what brought you to Taiwan? Sounds like you've been all over the place around the world, and but you seem to have made Taiwan your home
Yep.
in the past 12 years and in the foreseeable future. So we'd love to hear all about it.
All right. So I decided to live in Taiwan before I got my nickname, so I can start with that first. I told you guys I was in Alaska, right? And there were a lot of people from a lot of different countries. But like meeting those people, um, something was like quite unique with some people. I didn't know where they were from, and they were from Taiwan. They were really well mannered, like their behaviors, they were like clean. If they talked to you, they knew what to say, or like, they said everything nicely. I was like, okay, where are they from? And I start talking to them, and they start introducing their culture to me, introducing food to me. And I was like, okay, I would like to, because I'm an engineer too, so I would like to, uh, improve myself all the time. I'm industrial engineer, so it's like industrial engineering is like all about having the project and improving it, making it better. So I would like to make myself better. So I kind of wanted to learn Chinese as well. I was like, okay, then I'm gonna know this country better. After knowing them, I was like, okay, maybe I can like travel to there. Then I was in Europe doing my second degree, economics, and then there I met my friend. That time she was just a friend. Then I was like, okay, now I'm sure that I would like to go and maybe enroll a Chinese class there. And then, yeah, this is how I made my decision. I came here and I love the country. I came here for an internship first and I love it. So I just wanted to stay here for a little bit longer to learn the language. And then, yeah, eventually our relationship got better and better. And then, yeah, I got married, and this is my 12th year. And I think on my seventh year or fifth year, I'm not really sure. It's not really important. Um, you guys know that the pineapple there in the US is like quite sweet. Like it's not so sour, right? It's like super sweet. Even it's not in a can. It's just like fresh ones are also like very sweet. But when I came to Taiwan, it was like, okay, it's sweet also, but it has like sourness, which is special to pineapple. And yeah, I was like, eating that in maybe like twice, three times a week, all the time. And when season is also very cheap, and it's like very handy. Like you just choose one, and people are gonna cut for you, chop for you, and then they're gonna put into plastic bags and give you. And it's like super easy. Just like all I had to do was like picking and eating. But I didn't know that the pineapple had that, cutting feeling if it's like super sour. I didn't know that because like in the US, I was eating only sweet ones. Um, then one day I got two of them because like there are some deals, right? Like buy one is this price, but if you buy the second one, it's cheaper. I was like, okay, why not? I can keep one in the fridge, so next time I don't need to go out. But that day I was feeling a little bit lazy. Then I had two pineapples together. And that's when I learned that the cutting feeling, because there's an enzyme inside, I think, a chemical inside, and it cuts your mouth and makes your lips swollen, I guess. At that time, my wife
Acidity.
was, yeah, and there's like actually a like special chemical. So anyway, my wife was back, she asked me a couple questions, but I wasn't able to talk because like my lips were swollen, and then like she was mocking me. So she changed my name on her phone to Fenglige just to mock me. And I was like, okay. Yeah, at first I was like, hey, change that. What's that? And then I think I liked that over the time. So here I am, Fenglige.
Nice. Thank you for sharing a story.
Sure, sure,
This
sure.
I definitely had experience with that, like acidity, just like discomfort, irritation on my tongue, but not like swelling or the lips. But sorry that you had to go through that though.
No problem. Like, there's always a lesson to learn.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say fengli, pineapple, is one of your favorites,
Yes. But
fruit wise?
there are others too. But that was just, one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I live in the US. I don't know where, I guess you're in Alaska. Where I live in Ohio now. I used to like pineapples a lot when I was in Taiwan, but now where I live, the pineapples are sour actually. So I don't know where
Okay.
you got your sweet pineapples. You
Yeah.
need to tell me where I can
Okay.
get those because
Don't
the
eat
pineapples here in
don't
Ohio
eat two
aren't good.
pineapples together, all right?
Every time I go back to Taiwan, I am
Hmm.
always surprised how tasty the fruits are. They
Yeah.
they taste so different. Like the pineapple here I live in Houston, so maybe in different state of the US is different. But like let's say the pineapple or mango that I eat here, it's like when I eat it in Taiwan, it's like completely different taste and texture. It tastes so good.
Yeah,
But I don't even
just
know how
sweeter
to.
and more flavorful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think last year I counted the varieties of mango. There were like 16 different varieties, like, and they come
Oh wow.
out in different time of the year. Like, have you tried Neonai mango?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
also there's actually Neonai Fengli.
Then
Wow.
I only. Yes.
Yeah. And also, of course, my favorite is like Iwan mango.
爱文芒果，对
Yes.
，yeah，
It's
You know,
just it's my
I don't
favorite.
really I don't really eat fruit here in the US because just it's not.
No, but these are Taiwan though. These are from
Yeah,
Taiwan.
in Taiwan, I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, this is so good. I eat a lot of fruits in Taiwan.
Uh-huh. In the US, I think it was just apple. Alaska, you cannot find anything but, common and strong varieties like, apples. And you will not find mangoes there because, they won't last long. Yeah.
So when you met your wife, friend at the time, you moved to Taiwan, did you have any culture shock? Because it's really different from the US and Turkey and even Europe. It's just like completely different
Mhm.
country, right? Continent is so different. The foods is different and people are different. Any culture shock?
Actually, I used to live in different places, so it was easy for me to get used to the life here. I was just like a local, of course, like without a language and stuff, but like I was just like a local. I was like, okay, I had the courage. But the culture shock wise, I think I was surprised by the honesty of people here. And like nobody wanted to, take my money unwillingly. And like, they were honest, they tried to explain everything. People were very helpful. And there's one thing like quite different about Taiwanese people. Like, if they are talking about one issue or if they are doing something, they want to be well prepared. Like, we were playing soccer with friends, and I asked my Taiwanese friend to join us, and because he was mentioning, and the next day he actually couldn't play any soccer. He just wanted to try. But the next day he just came with like whole kit, like from the cleats to like proper soccer jersey and stuff. So it was like, okay, Taiwanese people are like, if they do something, they do it properly, and if they don't do it properly, they don't do it. That was quite surprising. Of course, honesty, like you don't need to, haggle here and there. That's actually like quite different. like because if people don't know about Taiwan, they will be like, okay, that this must be close to China, so you have to haggle. They are gonna overprice everything, and then you have to like cut it into half. If you can cut one third, you are lucky and stuff. Like try, but like everything was well priced, like reasonably priced, and nobody raised the price because I'm foreigner. So that was quite like nice culture shock for me.
Yeah, a pleasant surprise. Okay.
And of course, like over the years, not my first years, of course, like after I had my daughter 5 years ago, I was like, okay, now safety actually matters because now I'm a big guy. I'm 190, 6'3", and big and strong guy. So I had no issue with safety generally, but like after my daughter was born, I was like, okay, safety is like quite important. And yeah, it's a safe country.
Nice. Okay.
I agree. Taiwan is very safe. When I take my kids back, I always tell them, hold my hand or like, be careful with the motorcycle because they're not used to it, like pedestrian.
That is
Besides
true.
all the motorcycle and cars are like that type of safety. I'm like, you guys, because they're not used to it, right? Living in the US. So I'm like, walk close by by the sidewalk. Not because the car, there's something just drive so fast and the motorcycle everywhere.
Yeah, like they kind of like Taiwanese people change a little bit when they're on their cars, in their cars, like when they are like when they sit on the driver's seats, like they are kind of. I think they feel much more power. That's why they like to buy those big cars, like SUVs and stuff. So I think they feel like powerful. So like okay, I have the priority, something like this. I'm better. I guess. I ride the scooter here, motorcycle. But of course, I try to be careful. And in the US, actually, yeah, because after Turkey, in the US, like when I was trying to cross the road, all the cars stopped. Like, it was like amazing. Like, really? They're stopping for me? Oh my God. I feel like VIP. Because in Turkey, if there's a crosswalk, zebra lines or something, people or the drivers are gonna go even faster. So if they go
Yeah.
faster, you won't step on them. So you have to wait for them if they go faster. So they don't want you to step on that. So they just go even faster. So that's quite different. And in Taiwan,
That is
actually, it's not that bad. But like after when you talk about like how nice Taiwanese people are, yeah, it like behaviors on traffic, like they don't really match 100%. Yeah.
I think they're getting better. I think maybe couple years ago, the government changed the law or whatever. So now more cars are waiting for the pedestrian. I think it is getting better. But I still tell my kids, in Taiwan it's different. You wait for them to pass. Okay, it's not like the US. You like we don't have the right of way. I always tell them to wait until make sure they completely stop and then you go. You just never know.
There's one thing I don't know like in the US if it's the same, but like I think drivers should be checked mentally or like health wise. Because I had a traffic accident which I was with driver 100% guilty, and it was on the like diagonal lines, like zebra line. And like it was my like I was waiting for like pedestrian sign, my green. I was just like properly waiting. It was green and I was walking, and there was a car. They like when you turn, like they can actually turn if it's like it's the same direction, that they can turn, but they need to wait until all the pedestrians pass and then they can go. uh there was a car, then it touched my right arm because it was coming from this side, touched my right arm like slightly. I think he couldn't really, stop, or he couldn't really estimate how fast I was walking or something, because when I walk fast. So I think he thought he could be faster than me, I guess. He touched my arm with the car, and then he didn't stop. So he stopped the car on my left foot. And it was like big
oh,
SUV. There were like four people. He stopped there and then he panicked. because if you look at his face, like you would know that like he has some I don't want to say like mental issues, but like he has some challenges. You would know from his behaviors, the way he looks at you and everything. He stopped the car on my left foot, and he didn't move. He was just like he was froze. I was like, move the car, and he didn't move. He couldn't do anything. And then he kind of get off the car after like maybe a minute or so. Well, for a minute, I was just asking him to move the car or something. I fell. I twisted my ankle, but my foot was still under the wheel. My foot couldn't move. Then he got off the car. If you get on the car and off the car, it bounces, right? So it was bouncing. The whole car was bouncing on my foot. And then he kind of like said, okay. And then he got in the car again, closed the door, didn't do anything. He got off the car again, asked me front or back. I was like, move that car, move, just move. Whatever you can do, just do it. And
So
then
this entire time, the whole car, your foot was still under the wheel.
There were 4 people in the car, and it was like bouncing all the time. And then I heard that at that time I wasn't really good at Chinese, but Mandarin. But like my wife said, his dad was angry at him, like, "Hey, this is the second time you were doing this or that. Be careful. You're gonna get in trouble," and something like this. So I knew that he is not a good driver, but from the from the interactions of him and everything, that he's not. To me, he is not eligible to drive. I wouldn't let him drive. So that is what happened to me.
That's so scary.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
No, it's past, and I'm okay. I got my compensation at least.
Would you say your foot is fully recovered, or there are big issues that?
It's just my couple of my toes had fractures. Yeah. But I think I had a small crack, but it's all right now. It's fully recovered.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's shift the focus a little bit. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that with us. That was sorry that you had to go through that.
No problem.
So you
It's past.
share that you have a 5-year-old daughter, right?
Uh-huh.
So the reason why me and Yao Yao we like got together is because we are both living in America, try to raise our kids bilingual, English and Mandarin. You being Turkish, right? So
Mhm.
speak Turkish, you speak English, obviously, in a Mandarin speaking country. So could you share with us how are you teaching your daughter Turkish and then Turkish culture, and how has the
Mhm.
journey been? Could you share that with us?
At first, like before my daughter was born, we were talking about like what's important to us, her happiness, or this or that, everything. The first thing, like we wanted to, of course, we want her to be happy. So we said, okay, we try to give her the skills or ability to have proper conversations with people. Communication was very important. So when you are a baby, of course, you cannot have conversation, but you can communicate. So we actually, it was my wife's idea. She read that somewhere. She loves reading, so I quite love it. She said we should teach her sign language as a baby. And yeah, like for example, when she was hungry, when she was crying, just before my wife breastfed her, she was doing this. Not this only, this. So after a while, she just picked it up, and then every time when she was crying and because of hunger, she was doing this. So like it's like basic, like first step of the communication. So we wanted her to communicate, explain, express herself in a proper way. So that was the main idea of us. So me being Turkish, I wanted to teach her Turkish, of course. So my way was like, okay, I will talk to her in Turkish, whenever I can, because there's nobody else that who can speak to her in Turkey. So until she was 2.5, her Turkish was better than her Chinese or Mandarin and English. Because in our household we speak in English. I speak English to my wife, so she could pick up. Actually, kids pick up really fast. So, and we have two cats. I'm not sure if they're gonna come, but like they're like sleeping right now. I speak to them in English too. My wife tries to speak them in English, so she could hear a lot of English, and eventually she picked up a lot of English. And before she start kindergarten, we said like, okay, her Turkish is really good. Sometimes she says something to, like, she was 2.5 only, but sometimes she could say something to her mom in Turkish, and she couldn't understand. So we wanted her to practice Mandarin a little bit more in order to communicate better with her new teachers, coming teachers, and like friends, because we don't want her to be, be alone and have like language barrier. So we started speaking to her in Chinese, in Mandarin as well. So by the time she started kindergarten, her Chinese, her Mandarin was a little bit better than Turkish. And then, yeah, like we were happy with the progress. Like every time we talked to her, we actually wanted to explain what we wanted to say like properly, so she would have the behavior of speaking in a proper way. So that was the mentality. We never ask her, hey, speak English right now, English time. I was like, if you dictate, it's actually it's kind of, if they feel bad about the conversation, they will just stop that channel, and they will that would be like, there are some psychological experiments, right? If you give something negative to if you, let's say, like, have you heard Pavlov's experiment with the dogs and meat and the
Oh, yes.
triangle? Yeah, it's just like that. Like, we don't want her to have that feeling and associate with something else. So she could hear, I could speak Turkish all day long. If she wants to speak in or answer in Turkish, yeah, she's welcome. If she doesn't feel comfortable, she cannot. It's okay for us. But after, I think she was 4, I asked her to speak in Turkish to me, because at that time I was able to explain to her like why I was speaking in Turkish, because I could speak English or Mandarin, and she could understand both of them. Like, why do I choose the harder way, right? I told her, like, if you go to Turkey, visit your grandma or somebody, and then, like, that's gonna be great. And then she's like, yeah, but I don't know much Turkish, she said. I said, it's okay. If you cannot say, you say it in Mandarin. I'm gonna translate it for you, and you can repeat after me. That's fine. So that was our way. When we went to Turkey on the airplane, just before we land Turkey, she was listening something, and then she eventually started to watch something in Turkish, because we couldn't switch the language, I guess. It was Spider-Man, yeah. She was watching that, and at one point she took off her headphones and then turned to her mom and said, I understand everything. She was like, I
Wow.
understand everything. And then she told me, I was like, yeah, of course you understand, because I speak to you in Turkish all the time. And then I think it was a big encouragement, and we took taxi to bus station. She understood like whole conversation. And then when we were in, my mom's house, like, she could understand everything. And then, of course, like, speaking was not flawless, but of course it was a great first step. So
That's
yeah,
impressive.
communication, yeah.
She must be being exposed to. Look, so are you the only so you're the only person that speaks Turkish to her, right?
Yeah.
But does she watch shows or listen to music or do other things in Turkish as well, or you are the only source?
Oh, at one point, we used to watch something before she starts kindergarten. But when she started kindergarten, they let her, because it was a private kindergarten, so they had a busy schedule. Kids have busy schedule. They have this and that because they want to prove that they are good kindergarten. So they want to show you a lot of materials. That is what I really didn't like, because even the kids couldn't finish something, teachers were helping them. But it wasn't kids, because they want to show more things. Okay, we finished this book, we finished this song, we finished this and that. At that time, she was listening a lot of Mandarin songs, like kids songs, and she wanted to listen them back home as well. So we just let her. So until that time, we were listening a lot of Turkish songs about the dinosaurs and like planets and daily routines and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She must be so proud of herself too. Like she's like shocked, like wow, I can understand this Spider-Man in Turkish, like the whole movie. And then she
I
was able
saw
to
her
speak.
face.
Yeah. And she
I
was
saw
able
her
to
face.
speak
Yeah.
to grandma and family into I think so when she went back to Taiwan, does that kind of spark her interest to learn more Turkish? Like I
Yes.
can do this, I can talk to grandma and proud of myself,
There's one thing really nice, that my wife studied Turkish just a little bit just before our marriage, just to be able to communicate with my parents. But of course, without practice, she forgot almost everything. So my way to encourage my daughter was, okay, mommy cannot speak Turkish. When you are in Turkey, you need to help her. What if I go out and buy something for you guys? Like, who's gonna translate for her? So can you please help her? And then she's like, okay. Actually, right now, I think a month ago, no, just 2 weeks ago, we were talking about speaking in English to her in the house. And right now, she has she reminds us, hey, you speak in Mandarin. You should speak in Turkish. You should speak in English to mom and me. Uh, because I was saying like, okay, mom's English is good, very good, but at work she cannot practice English. Here only I can practice with her, but when I talk to you in Turkish, she cannot hear English well. So can you please practice English with her? I think we need to help her. So she's like, okay, I'll help. So every time she speaks in Mandarin, my wife speaks in Mandarin, she's like, hey, you speak in Mandarin. Hey, English, please. Like she reminds us like a police, like a cop.
That is
So
so
like
fun.
you need some reasons. Like I had a student before. I like the way her dad encouraged her to learn English. He said, okay, my English is not good. You're going to kindergarten, you're learning English, so I think you can teach me some English when you are back. So whatever you learn, you come back and just teach me. Okay, you be my teacher, something like that. So like feeling of teaching something to adults or reminding them something or like correcting them is actually like proud moments for kids, right? So I think yeah, kids love that, and that could be encouragement as well.
Oh yeah, they love that because I feel like for kids, look at us a parent, like we can run faster, we can do everything better, right? But it's like, oh,
Mhm.
I can teach mommy and daddy something. I feel like I'm a grown up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Empowering them for sure.
Are you a teacher?
Yes, I used to be sales before, but like there's too much lies, so
Because you
I
say you're
chose.
engineer, you were engineer. So I'm wondering if when you move to Taiwan, you still engineer or maybe you do something else. I know you have a big YouTube channel now, but I don't know if you do that solely or that's just a side thing.
No, it's not that big. So I have my job aside,
Mhm.
and I used to be sales before because I'm engineer, so like I could understand what I'm selling. So I was selling automation and like some technical stuff and accessories as well. It changed actually. The companies changed. So uh, I was engineer, so I was able to understand how everything worked. So I was sales, but I don't like the life of sales. Like you have to look at your phone all the time, like you are eating dinner with your wife, but no, you have to check your phone all the time. If somebody asks you something, you have to respond, and you lie to your boss lies to you, manufacturer lies to you, customer lies to you. You know everything. You have to, swallow your pride. You have to like, okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. But like, all of those are lies. And when you have to, continue the lie within the company, everybody knows that it's not true. But like, I didn't like the environment or feeling of um that lying to everyone. So I chose something simpler and something that I can see the impact directly.
So what do you do now?
I work. I think mostly teach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like,
Which is a great career. You're changing lives.
that's for sure. But like, um, the teaching environment in Taiwan, like you have to have like certain look. So like I think they decided that I have certain look, so I mostly teach. Yeah.
So you teach English. Is that what it
Yes, and
is?
science.
Okay, so in like a 补习班 or like a
Yes,
public
yes,
school?
Bushuban.
Okay. So when you say certain look, because like you have to look at 外国人, like foreigner, is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to, it's uncomfortable to say, but yeah, it is what it is.
It's okay. Like when you say uncomfortable, do you mean like what do you
No,
mean by
because
uncomfortable? Mhm.
because like, the look shouldn't really
Matter?
be the only factor that determines somebody's abilities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And we interview chit-chat with some of foreigner 外国人 living in
Mm-hmm.
Taiwan too, living in Taiwan. And I think Taiwanese people, when they look at 外国人, they're like, oh, and then of course they all assume you're American, right? Like
Yeah.
you speak English, you're American, but there's so many other type of 外国人, like you're from Turkish, Europe and UK, Canada. Not everybody is American,
Even in
speak
Turkey,
English.
like I'm not a typical Turkish, so I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
quite complicated. Like you cannot even like within the same country, you cannot even say like you are a typical Turkish or you're this kind of person or that kind of person. Like
Yeah.
we are all different, and like our differences make it perfect.
Oh, I agree. And I think it's just a society and they love, 外国人 foreigner and like, oh, they're so they look different, they look very prettier or handsome, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Novelty.
so more like you get kind of like privilege, people kind of draw attention to you in a good way and bad way too. But it's like, we talk about this too in previous episode. Remember Trista, like us living in US, and that's a totally different story, right? We look different too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a society, and sometimes we get different treatment as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I get it when I know earlier you feel really uncomfortable speaking about this subject, so I understand that it can be sensitive. And
In
you're
couple
right.
of
I love your point of view. You're right. I totally with you. Like we even though we look different, we are the same. We
Mhm.
everybody. You shouldn't be judging another, like you said, quality or whatever it is by their look, right? By the
Yeah,
hair color or the color of my eyes, right? So I
yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah.
that's for sure. That's for sure. I think like being a Taiwanese in the US, I think I'm not sure when I'm gonna have a video about being a Taiwanese in the US with
Oh,
Miss Taiwan.
Miss Taiwan in the U.S.
No, Miss
台湾小姐
Taiwan in Taiwan.
Miss Taiwan in Taiwan.
Miss Asia Canada. Miss No, Miss Asia in California. Miss International in Taiwan. Yeah, Miss Taiwan. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that would
we
be
talk
fun.
about being Taiwanese in the US, and yeah, there's something that I particularly mention, and I ask her. So I'm gonna have a video about that too.
So I think this is a nice transition. So obviously you've done different type of jobs and travel, like live in different places. But now
Mhm.
I would like you to share with us about your YouTube journey, how it got started. What is your YouTube channel about?
Okay.
Let's dig in.
It was actually about cycling, and it wasn't a YouTube channel. It was a platform to transfer my videos to footage, not even videos, footage to my mom. I started cycling here. My father-in-law, took me here and there, introduced me cycling, and I was like climbing mountains and like seeing Taiwan in a different way, beautiful views and stuff. And actually, cycling is not super safe in Turkey, so my mom was kind of like worried. And here, if you ride bike, the drivers are gonna keep distance from you, so you can be safe and they don't bother you and everything. My mom couldn't really believe in that, so every time I knew, like, even she was saying okay, she was worrying a lot. So I wanted to record some videos and pass to her, but the size was big. Nobody wants to watch the road and somebody panting all the time, like climbing the mountains and stuff, and wait for the next car to pass to prove something. So I started cutting the videos. After I start cutting, I was just trying to catch my cat. They're just like running around. Anyway, I start cutting my videos, but even it's like 10 or 15 minutes video, it was quite big to transfer. So I was like, okay, I'll upload that to YouTube, and then my mom can watch. I can send her the link, so I don't have to transfer files. And after that, when I start doing that, I start watching some foreigners in Taiwan and their YouTube channels and stuff. I was like, okay, they have good points, but I have my points, so maybe I can uh, also change it a little bit while I'm cycling. So I was cycling, and then It is the rainy season started, like the winter started, and then I kind of start shooting different kind of videos, like first opinion videos, and then I of course shoot interviews as well. So this is how my YouTube channel started.
So before it was your cycling videos, right? To comfort your
Hmm.
mom, which is
Yep.
super sweet and considerate. But I think it has evolved to something else now, right? Because the
Yeah.
content is not just cycling. So what
Hmm.
are the things, topics that you have covered? And how was that
uh
journey? How did it transit? Like what came across your mind that, oh, cycling was fine, but then like did it like all like one video got a lot of views and then boost up your confidence and you started branching out, or how did that?
yeah, that is like there's roller coaster for sure. Right now I'm mostly, actually, like, there's a transition coming too. This is something that I wanted to do as well. But I think that in the past year, it was all about interviews and like sharing life in Taiwan, different opinions about Taiwan and life here. So like, because Taiwan is what's in common with the foreigners here. So I was traveling a little bit, but mostly interviews about Taiwan life here, the perspectives, what could be better, what's already great or better than other countries, those kind of things. Interview videos mostly, but I want to change the direction a little bit about my life, and of course, I was sharing how I see the life, but I want to show what I do and how I see the life, because we have some uh, important events coming up, and yeah, it's gonna evolve with my own life as well. So yeah, more about me and my life than the interviews in the coming future. But of course, like, I will keep the balance. Like, I'm gonna balance them out, and then I will see which one I want to do more, so I can decide.
How do you like it so far? And what has been just on top of your head?
Ah.
What I'm sure each conversation has been very meaningful, right? But
Hmm.
is there any of like, would you share some highlights or something that was just um surprising or intriguing to you?
Okay. I think for the YouTube, actually, you don't know which video is gonna do really well, which one is not. Sometimes, my wife checks my subtitles because you have to have subtitles in Taiwan. My wife checks my subtitles, and after she checks, after she's done, I ask her, okay, what do you think about the video? She says, okay, just a video. But surprisingly, sometimes those, hi-how videos do really well, perform really well. And sometimes I have like really meaningful videos, like super meaningful videos that I can't wait to release and edit it well. They don't get any views. So it's kind of, emotional roller coaster. Sometimes like I have a video close to 1 million views, and
Wow.
sometimes like last week 3.5 thousand. So like there's a huge difference. So it's like you have to be ready, and it shouldn't affect you and your family. That's the thing I learned. Yeah. So like, okay, it is what it is. If it happens, if it gets good views, okay, it's gonna get good views. If it doesn't, just move on. There's next week. So that's what I learned.
Right.
And about the
Yeah, it's true.
content of the videos, many people I interviewed are amazed with Taiwan's safety. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, of course, Taiwanese people. And they're quite satisfied with the life here. So that is what I can like directly say. Of course, there are different things. So of course, like somebody complains about the traffic, as we did before. Somebody complains about the house prices. Somebody complains about some like landlords and stuff. But mostly it's all about like safety, good food, like convenience, of course, and and Taiwanese people all over.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you eat chou tofu? Stinky tofu.
For 8 years. For 8 years, I couldn't even get close to Todov. And one day, when I was just walking in front of my local, well-known Todofu Dien, I was like, okay, it doesn't actually smell so bad. I just go and try. And I went inside, I tried, and I was like, okay, for 8 years, I missed a lot.
Oh!
Yeah. By the
Now
first
you're
time, I
true
couldn't swallow
Taiwanese.
that. Yeah, I was like, okay, 8 wasted years.
Now you love it.
And there's like just at the corner, like not even 30 seconds walking distance, there's one sort of a stand. Yeah, so
Yeah.
when I choose my home, I check sort of a stands around.
That's funny. Where do you live in Taiwan? Like what city?
Xinbei New Taipei
Oh,
City, Xizhi.
oh, okay.
So next to Nangang.
Have you always lived there, or you have lived at different cities?
Before I got married, I just changed. I just saw the location of the company I was working for, and I just rent somewhere nearby because I didn't want to take that morning traffic. This was like I don't want to be crumbled and like like a like a can of fish,
Yeah.
So I used to live so close to Taipei 101 at first. It was a facility provided by my company. And then I moved to Neihu area, which I really like. Quiet, nice, new. The neighborhood was nice as well. And then people there are like quite nice too. Most of the families. But the working people were also nice. And then I moved to Bancha, which I don't really love because it was like too disorganized to me. After Nehu, it felt like too disorganized. Now I live in Caesar, and it's like a bit in a quiet side, and then I quite like it, and it's so close to my in-laws. Yeah, so that's the reason.
So after 12 years, if I can ask you, what's your two things that you love about Taiwan and two things that you dislike or maybe can be improvement, what would you say
Okay, I
about
will
Taiwan?
say some unusual things about dislikes. So this would, I would be different than the others. I think the first thing I like, definitely, I'm sorry, I don't want to say anything else, just like, people. People are super
People.
nice here. Like everything starts and ends with people. If
Yes.
it's a safe place, people make it safe. If it's a convenient place, people make it convenient. So people.
Oh,
Yeah,
can I add something? You just remind me of
sure.
something, a story. Last year when I went back to Taiwan, okay, my kids, they were 11 and 9 now. It was 10,
Uh-huh.
they were 10 and 8, okay?
They are super
First
smart
day,
and cute, by the way.
yeah,
Millie, right?
yes, yes,
Yes.
Millie, yes. Okay, so I have Millie and Jay's first day in Taiwan. Like we landed, it was early in the morning. We're like, okay, let's go walk around. Let's go have breakfast. Start walking. They start fighting. Okay, they fighting. My Jay's was wearing a slipper, so
Uh-huh.
Millie stepped on his slipper. And the slipper broke, so he can't
Okay.
even walk. Right, the top thing just,
Uh-huh.
and I got so frustrated. I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is literally the first day home, first day back in Taiwan. Supposed to be awesome, And now how can I say he can't even walk? What to do? I was just standing there, I'm like, oh, what to do? So literally 3 seconds later, this lady ran out from the store. I don't even know where she came from. She's like,
Mhm.
oh, his shoes broke. Hey, why don't you go ask the store over there, see if they have tape? I'm like, okay. And there was like little shop. I think they teach like a taekwondo class or something for
Okay.
little kids.
Okay.
And it was just some random stranger lady say, I'll go ask for you. So she went inside, say, hey, do you guys have tape? Because the little boy's shoes broken. They need help. She literally got the tape and oh, thank you so much. So I tape it and she was standing there and she was like, oh, you didn't do a good job. Let me do it for you. You have to go this and wrap around 3 times so he can walk. Both my kids witnessed all of that. And my daughter Millie said, Mommy, Taiwan so nice. Like 好热
Uh-huh.
心, they just
Mhm.
like they don't even know us. It just stop by and help. And that was just one instant. And there was another one where Jie
There's
Yun
no
got,
benefit. Like they cannot get
yeah,
anything. Like
no,
nobody is gonna offer them money or something. Like there's no
no, they
benefit.
just
They
do
just
it.
want to do it. Yeah.
And then there was another one. It was same time, same, not the same day, a few weeks later, Jie Yun, my daughter had a big
Mhm.
major nosebleed. And nosebleed coming out a lot. Literally in like 5 seconds, you see like 5 hands, just like here's a tissue, here's the wet wipe, like hands everywhere. I'm like, and my daughter Millie said, "Mommy, they're so nice. Like literally, people are handing us napkins and wipe, and then there's like other moms and poor like older lady like that. Hey,
Uh-huh.
I tell you, back in the day, my daughter's like that too. You need to, giving me tips basically. Like, you have to eat this Chinese medicine or herb, or do this or do that. Like telling me all these tips, so she can feel better. It's like, oh my god, just so warm in my heart. Like, and I
Yeah.
tell my daughter, I tell Millie and Jay, see, that's what Taiwanese people are. That's who we are. We
This
we
is where
help
mommy
others.
is from. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's supposed to be about you, but when you say people, I was just like, I need to share.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Same. Like there's an angry lady, a shop owner, a vegetarian because I eat vegan, a vegan restaurant owner. She just brought me 麻酱面,
Uh-huh.
麻酱面, and then she said like, okay, stir it fast. You need to stir it when it's really hot. I was like, okay, but I was sending email or doing something with my phone. I was like, okay, and I was checking my phone. She said, stir it fast, and then I was like, okay, and then I was like doing it like slowly at one hand because I don't want to piss her off. I was like doing nicely, and then she said, she came, took the chopsticks, and then started stirring it with me. This is how you do it. Ah, Jan, hey, like this. Like, I know she's nice, just like the way she speaks is different. Not like they even like stir my noodles, you know. Like
Yes.
it's quite nice. The tissue thing happened to me. I always take a lot of tissue. If you check my bag right now, there are like 4 different napkin, like small napkin packs.
Yeah.
But one day I just forgot that, and my daughter sneezed, and like there was a lot of booger, and I caught them with my hand, and
Nope.
like there were like somebody just like offer tissues, and I saw another lady was like reaching out to her bag, and another side there were some people like ready to help. So I was like, okay, that's like, yeah, we are in Taiwan. I wasn't surprised because it's been already like 7 or 8 years. So I was like, okay, I'm not surprised. This is Taiwan. Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
even need to bring things. People are gonna give you.
Yeah. People are just so nice over there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
And
end this chit chat with this question. Okay.
wait,
So
I
if
need
it
to
wait.
say something that I don't like
Yeah, he hasn't said
oh yeah.
what he doesn't like.
Okay.
because
And I want to hear it.
I don't hear that from anyone else. Okay, there's noodle slurp, right?
Yeah.
But I have no problem with that. Noodle slurp is like normal thing, like it's like because that you're eating something with soup, right? Normal slurp is fine, but
Yeah.
I just really don't like, and it's not only don't like, I just can't stand if somebody eats with that, they chew with a lot of no, not noodles. Like let's say they're eating something dry, but they make a lot of noise when you're eating, like
Oh,
they don't close their mouth. I just still like already 12 years. I think couple days ago I heard that like from someone sitting next to me. I still cannot stand that, and it's actually that people know that it's not a great behavior, but nobody wants to fix it. I talked to to my wife, talk about this, and she said, "Yeah, we know it's not nice. You need to close your mouth." Families tell their kids that they need to close their mouth when they eat, but they don't really pay too much attention about actually fixing it. So that is what I really cannot stand.
hmm.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Taiwanese people
Yeah, I
don't even notice that. They're like, well, what am I doing? No, no, like you know. That
Just
is
chew
actually
really
quite
loudly.
loud sometimes.
oh,
Yeah. Huh, I
that's
do have to
a,
agree with Yao Yao. I don't think I ever noticed. So maybe next time when I go back to Taiwan, or when Yao Yao goes back to Taiwan in a couple weeks, you can
I need
pay
to check.
attention.
I need to see.
Okay, please, like it's simple. Like go to McDonald's, and when people eat French fries, just like they make like that voice is everywhere. Like,
Hmm.
Oh, now I'm so gonna notice it, just because you said that. It's gonna be
okay, now you are
everywhere.
with me. You asked me the question. Okay.
Okay. So with a lot of right, so I'm curious. Seems like your experience in Taiwan has been rather pleasant, right? And
Definitely.
being Taiwanese, I feel very flattered and honored that you love the country so much or the place so much.
Mhm.
So have you ever considered or thought about maybe moving back to Turkey for a couple years just for the language and cultural exposure, or even just move back to like the whole family back to Turkey, or Taiwan is your home permanently?
I think next year, this year I think I will start the process, but next year I think I will be a real Taiwanese.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
because
Congrats!
I need to give up my nationality, my passport and my
Oh
citizenship,
wow!
right, to get
That's
Taiwanese
big.
citizenship. So I will give up, and I'm gonna get Taiwanese citizenship. I check, I'm eligible, of course. So I had to wait until I was because like I need to join the army if I'm under an age under 37. You have to join the army. But I have no problem for fighting for Taiwan. Like if there's actually like something, I have no problem doing my part as a
Are you
soldier,
going to?
as this. Uh, I think when I start the process right now, I think it's gonna take around 2 years. Because some process need to be done here in Taiwan, and some process should be done in Turkey. So in total, I think it's gonna take 1.5 or 2 years. So I think I won't need to join the army by that time. So, yeah.
Wow.
I think
Wow,
that
that's
is kind of an answer, right? I don't have to answer you
Yes,
directly.
no, yeah. How was the decision-making process though? Because it's not like you can have dual citizenship. You have to give up your Turkish citizenship. That
Mhm.
is, how was it easy, natural, like it was a smooth transition, like a decision, or it was arm wrestling?
I also want to add to that question, your mom, like, is your parents okay with that? Like, you can answer after you answer
My
Trista's question.
dad passed away, so I don't know what he would feel by now. My mom, I think, because like when I start living here, she was hoping me to go back to Turkey one day, like living here in a couple of years and then going back to Turkey. But after I explained to her, like how my life is, and then everything, I think she kind of knows that I'm not going back and growing my kid here. And I think I mentioned to her about having the citizenship, and I think she agrees. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because like I at the end, of course, you like moms wants their kids to be next to them, and like conveniently see them, even if they are not next to them. But I think she knows that I'm happy here. I have a good life here. I don't have to worry about a lot of things that I would worry in Turkey. So yeah, I think she's fine about that.
Oh, sorry, there was a bug flying.
Okay. You can come to Taiwan too. I caught one
Oh,
cockroach yesterday.
oh, that's one thing. If you ask me what I dislike, it's the
Mhm.
cockroach and the rat.
I can
And
rent
I
you my
live like a
cats.
market.
I can
Oh, you
rent you
have
my
cats.
cats. Yeah, like they
Oh,
actually they play with them. They don't really catch them. They just take
oh,
off one or two arms of them. So I see individual cockroach arms here and there, and then disabled
ah.
cockroaches are easy to catch. So I catch the disabled ones.
This
Oh,
Yeah, I still cannot get. I grew up in Taiwan, and cockroach is one thing. Because they fly and
yes.
they're big.
Yeah, some
They're
of them
so
fly. Yeah.
big. They're very well fed. Here, at least where I live in America, the cockroach, they don't fly, and they're much
Mhm.
smaller, which is a lot less intimidating that I can live
Mhm.
with.
All right.
But
Which part of the states you live in?
Ohio,
And Yaya? Houston. Okay.
Houston, Texas.
I have a friend coming from Texas, I think in a week. And with
Oh,
him, I actually shot my, I think the most popular video. Yeah,
oh,
he's a, I think he almost lost his ability of seeing the vision,
oh,
and he was kind of like he didn't even have a home. His mom kicked him out of his house. But here he had nothing. He came here without anything, and here he became a
I think I
professor.
saw one. I saw one of that video. I
Mhm.
think. I saw. I went to your YouTube. I saw
Uh-huh.
his. He doesn't have a home or something. And
Yeah.
now he found a home in Taiwan.
And he's a professor right now. He became
Wow.
professor in Taiwan, and he went back to the U.S. and he was, I think, yeah, the semester is, I think, finishing, and he is history professor right now.
And he speak Mandarin.
No, not much.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he actually he was working here and doing the everything that he needs to do to be a professor online, I guess. Because after the pandemic, you can do the things like you can do more things online. So I think he did that way. Yeah.
But he moved back to Texas. Not in Taiwan anymore.
Because his fiance is in Taiwan, and I think it's the, like school break, I guess, in a week. So he's
just
coming
to
back.
visit.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for
could you
inviting
share
me.
with us on your YouTube channel, right? Could you share with us and the audience where we can find you? And yeah.
if you are typing in English, pineapple bro Taiwan. Of course, the translation is actually like it doesn't sound as good as the Chinese one, Mandarin one. If you are typing in Chinese, just like the fruit feng li ke, and then yeah,
Okay.
you'll see me.
And now I will link your information in the show notes so people
Thank
can
you so
find you.
much.
Your very interesting interview.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Anytime,
Thank you.
I'm
It's so
ready to talk
fun.
to you guys.
Yeah,
Anything, yeah.
that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you
Well, you
too.
have a good day.
You too, please. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast so you'll get notification when we have a new episode. And make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You can go to our show note to find the link. And if you love this episode, make sure you share with a friend and bring them to our community. And if you enjoy our podcast, please make sure you leave a review. Your review will mean so much to us. It will really help me and Trista keep going. All right, see you guys next week. Bye-bye.